recording, or it may, yep, okay, good. Okay, so hello and welcome everyone. I'm just going to leave it at that. You'll have to excuse me if I'm a bit all over the shop. This recording and doing via Zoom and everything is a bit nerve-wracking at times. Thank you for joining us all here. As we all know, there is no time or space, so depending on when you're watching this, you're still here with us now. Before I start, a couple of safety check moments. So first of all, make sure that you have your parents or guardians' permission if you're watching this, if you're underage. Depending on your state of mind right now, if you feel that you're in an emergency state or whatever, do not watch this. Contact your licensed medical practitioner or dial 000. Make sure you're in the right frame of mind and that this self-hypnotic trance is suitable for you. Please do not drive or operate heavy machinery while you're watching or listening to this recording. And make sure that you've got a good 45 minutes to an hour now time for you to be at peace, undisturbed. Lock the door if you have to. Wherever you are, make yourself safe and comfortable. Let others know that you're going to be relaxing now. I'd like to start by thanking and acknowledging the original custodians of this land, wherever we are, and to thank and acknowledge the elders, past, present, and future, and to thank all of our ancestors, whoever they may be, for the amazing journeys and for bringing their energies and for being a part of this to bring us to this moment of now. As you allow yourself to relax into this space and into this time, you can go into trance anytime you choose. Some of you will just simply go deeply now, or if you've never done one before, or if you like just following my words and coming with me on this lovely journey, then I will hopefully get you to a nice deep state and a blissful place as we proceed. A moment of acknowledging Reiki, the universal healing energy. So any one of us who practices Reiki, we tend to regularly go through and say 5 things to ourselves. Just for today, I do not anger. Just for today, I do not worry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will be grateful. And just for today, I will be kind to every living thing. Now, they're wonderful intentions and great energy. And depending on where you are in your life journey, they'll either resonate completely or in part. And whatever it is right for you today. We're all at different levels and we all judge and we all have these wonderful ways of seeing the world. Part of our programming of these vessels that we have is we have a negativity bias. So we tend to learn more quickly and focus more on the negatives. And in today's rather, full-on energy and everything that's happening, there's a lot of that. So there's many negative people. No matter how zen you are, and I see this across the world, we're all more irritable, we're all struggling in different ways, and that's okay. It's simply part of the journey. How can we not lose hope? How can we stay in the moment, stay present, stay happy and joyful, and share positive experiences and energies? Well, we can start with ourselves. The only person we can work with most efficiently is ourselves, and the only person we should ever try to fundamentally change is ourselves. So thank you for joining us here in taking some time to recenter, ground, rebalance, whatever it is that you intend to get out of this and do end up getting out of this. a lot of people who viewed my most recent recordings and just generally done trances have gone, oh, you know, I just simply passed out after 10 minutes and I have no idea what you said. That's actually a good thing. It means you went into a deep trance. If you heard me counting out again at the end, means that you didn't just fall asleep. Your subconscious mind will hear every word that I speak, even if your conscious mind drifts in and out. So allow that. Set the intention to do no harm, and for your highest and best will and good, let yourself relax. I invite you to let your energies align, and I'll talk a little bit more about energies. But more and more, at every level, let yourself now relax. And as I do, I just need to do one more thing here. So, as we relax, as we go deeper, and I didn't quite manage to do what I wanted, but that's okay. Maybe it's here. This is where Zoom still gets to me at times. Anyway, so as we relax, as you make yourself comfortable and safe, in being aware that we tend to focus on negatives, as we become mindful. So a lot of people get scared by the term mindfulness. It's a wonderful thing if, according to the literature, if you practice mindfully correctly, then you'll live much longer, much happier, healthier lives, all these wonderful things. However, what does that actually mean? Most of us think we need to sit quietly in a calm Zen space and just not judge anything and be these, yes, wonderful, quiet people. That's not what mindfulness is about. Mindfulness means that you are fully present. You observe whatever is happening in your body and your emotions and your energy, and you allow it to be what it is. So we can be mindfully full of rage. And when we're mindful, as we're paying attention, it means that we're not judging and adding additional energy to whatever the emotion is. So we observe it and it fades, it becomes a background, and then we can move on to whatever the next logical emotion and thought process and pattern is. So the more we do that, the more we allow ourselves to quiet in that space, the easier it becomes for us to enjoy this life. As we progress, that's it. Unmute. Here I am. That's it. Then, as we do that more often, we strengthen our ability not to judge things, to simply allow. Now, when we allow things, when I say to allow, it means that we wait before we respond. So it's really easy to fly off the handle. It's more difficult to wait, fully assess, to logically work out, okay, so what is the best response, and then to return. So anyone who's experienced someone who has a very focused anger and can express a very calm yet very stern, that's it. It's far more effective than if you're dealing with someone who's yelling at you and is losing their shit, pardon the expression. And that's simply how we communicate, how life is. And we all respond in different ways. We all have different traumas and life experiences. That means that for some of us, for myself, I tend to, for example, respond with a freeze response in a lot of different anxiety-inducing, guilt-inducing situations, where part of my brain simply stops me from saying or doing anything at that point in time. Others, we either want to run away or we fight, all these different responses. And every one of us is different in how that happens. So in being compassionate, compassion means that we're aware of someone else's struggle, that there is a difficulty and we want to help. Somehow we want to be helpful. We want to alleviate suffering. Now, when we're self-compassionate, we genuinely want to alleviate our own suffering. So if we're stuck with communication issues where, we're not saying what we want because a part of us is shut down, or we're saying too much because we just simply can't stop yelling at the other person who's upset at, or whatever has happened. The important thing as we learn from our own activities and behaviors is to be self-compassionate and compassionate to the other person or the situation. So, and simply all of us taking a step back for a while and saying, look, we're all going through a lot and there is so much on so many levels, we're all irritated. So first of all, we all have to calm our farms. And there's different ways we can do that. Hypnotic trance is one. We can do a bit of tapping. Those of us who do tapping regularly, it's a very good way to get energy and emotions out of yourself. I won't do any in this trance, but others I might if requested. So when we're aware of that, to not add additional guilt and shame to ourselves when we're failing, should stop using these quotes, that when we're by our own harsh judgment not being good enough, the reality is that that's not particularly helpful in growing and to not do it again. So what tends to happen when we beat ourselves up is our inner child, that part of us that learns from experiences, retreats. We want to encourage ourselves. So when we reflect at the end of the day and we go, oh, could have done that better. If you feel these waves of guilt and shame coming through, which used to be such a big thing in my life, guilt and shame are very big emotions and they can trigger anxiety. Guilt and shame historically come from, when you want to survive, you need to be a part of a tribe. So if you do something that's against the will of the tribe or that has hurt someone in the tribe, you want to feel a bit of guilt and shame so you don't do it again. However, in our more modern society, we're constantly blasted, in so many different ways that we're not good enough. And all these guilt and shame triggers keep coming through, which then triggers anxiety, because if we feel guilt and shame, a part of us feels that we're going to get kicked out of the tribe and we're, then going to die in the middle of the desert or whatever. So as we allow ourselves to be compassionate with ourselves and love and accept ourselves, put your hand on your heart. We so don't do that enough, put your own love back into yourself. Allow yourself to rock back and forth a bit. That's not just for babies. We are programmed to respond to soothing touch and gentle rocking and, there, it's all good. So when we do that and we feel ourselves relax and the cortisol levels in our brain starts coming down a bit and we start to think rational, then we can look at, okay, so I'm scared, therefore I'm not communicating. My throat chakra is blocked up and I'm not getting out the words that I want. And that's okay. So normally when I freeze, it's not for a day or two that I come back and realize these are the things I wasn't able to talk about and say, now I'm ready. So I go and I, take my time and I communicate at that point. When we are afraid and it's not coming out, that is okay. When we then encourage ourselves more and more, we can learn how to work with that and grow out of that. In being self-compassionate, allowing that then allows you to, the more we love ourselves and understand why we respond the way that we do for our own stuff, it becomes much easier to also allow other people to be the way that they are and let them do their stuff. And then, we find common ground and we grow and we thrive. So the trance that I'm going to do in a minute, and some of you, as I said, will already be off, I'm just going to, again, reinforce some of those aspects. I'm going to ask your subconscious mind to reprocess some of your life experiences in a way and at a pace that's right for you, so that more and more, all of your life experiences, both good and bad, become a part of a deeper knowing, a deeper protection that then strengthens your aura, can even create a protective shield around you, so that the negatives no longer affect you. The negatives can simply wash over you like water of a duck's back, and you let in the positive, loving, healing energy, words, and intention. When people insult us and the insults still come through, or when someone we love is talking to us and we take personally what they say, that's our own ego. Now, our ego is that part of us that believes that we are separate from the world around us, separate from everyone else, which is not true. We're all connected, depending on where you are and how you are in the different energy layers of this multiverse. Some of us who are, quite empathic, myself included, can feel other people quite deeply, very long distances away. And while some will say, oh, well, that's just a whole bunch of rubbish, do your own research. Part of life is finding out. And for some of us, it's an interesting journey. So in allowing yourself to grow from your past, it's really wonderful when you can reflect on all of the things that have happened, and even the people and the situation that have traumatized you deeply. And to smile and go, you know what, I'm grateful for that experience, because it's allowed me to appreciate more aspects of what I have now. And I'm still here. We're all still here. We've survived to this moment. Therefore, well done. Kudos to us. And we can do things to help others and ourselves live and enjoy more. So as you make yourself comfortable now, if you would like to, you can close your eyes in a minute when I say so. If you would prefer to have your eyes open, and some of us who are very, whether it's anxious or highly energized or simply, a bit twitchy all over the shop, some of us don't like closing our eyes. We don't like the uncertainty of, I don't know what's coming at me. And quite often, if you've come from a childhood where life was uncertain and you didn't, know if someone was going to come and beat you up or do horrible things to you in the middle of the night, then, it's okay to keep your eyes open. I invite you to soften your gaze a little bit, rather than staring at things. And this is a wonderful way to meditate as well, as going to trance. Imagine that with very gentle curiosity, you look at something that's, wherever it is, that's comfortable to look at. And then that you invite information in. So you're not deliberately saying, oh, I'm looking at a keyboard right now that's a bit grubby, and next to it is a little frog that's made out of moss agate and rah, rah, rah. Rather than that, you just simply say, oh, I'm looking at some lovely things, and things are just coming into. Otherwise, now, if you're comfortable and ready, in whatever position you wish to be in for the next 25 to 30 minutes, then I invite you to look up and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, allow your eyes to close if you so wish. And just for a while, reassure your subconscious mind that you're safe by listening to all of the different sounds around you, both inside and outside of the room. As you do, some of those sounds may be quite pleasant. And from now on, any sound that you become aware of that is not an emergency, I invite you to allow it to relax you. Of course, if it is an emergency, you'll instantly be able to open your eyes and deal with whatever it is. but otherwise simply relaxing. Take a moment as you just gently breathe in and out normally to be aware of your body. Notice if there's any particular areas that are full of tension or knots or discomfort. And whatever they may be, allow them to be what they are. If you need to or want to, wriggle around a bit. And as you do, I'd like you now to relax your whole body as much as you can without putting any pressure on yourself, starting with the muscles in and around your eyes. See and feel that relaxation moving down your face as you relax your cheeks, your mouth, and your jaw, and even the muscles inside your mouth. See and feel that relaxation moving over your forehead, over the top of your head, and down the back of your neck. As you relax your shoulders and arms, relaxing your hands and your fingers, relaxing your chest and your stomach, your hips and your legs, relaxing your feet and your toes. And as you continue to relax and drift deeper at a pace that's just right for you, then in a moment as I count from 10 to 1, I invite you to imagine that you're walking or drifting down a familiar set of stairs. At the top of the set of stairs, behind you or beside you is a door. And behind that door, put any distracting or stressful thoughts. Put them in a container of some sort if that helps you. Maybe a safe or a filing cabinet or a Tupperware container. And now you close that container and you close that door at the top of the stairs behind you. And your stresses will still be here in 25 to 30 minutes. So you can stress and worry about them when you return, if you so choose. Allow the image, the feeling of that closed door and the container at the top of the stairs to relax you. At the bottom of the set of stairs is a comfortable bed with a pillow that's just right for you. When I get to the number 1, you'll drift onto that bed, rest your head on the pillow, and drift off into a beautiful daydream where you'll find yourself in your ideal healing space for today, wherever that may be, dependent on whether you're visual or not. That may be a beautiful space by the sea or in a forest or a crystal cave or whatever's right. Or if you're not visual like myself, it may simply be a beautiful, shapeless, formless void where you are absolutely safe and secure, calm and at peace. As you drift deeper and as I count from 10 to 1 at the moment, allow yourself to engage your strongest senses. So you might be able to, for example, hear your footsteps as you move down the stairs, or you might feel the texture of the wall or the handrail, or you might be able to smell what the stairwell smells like. As I count from 10 at the top of the stairs to 9, relaxing and letting go. 8, nobody wanting anything and nobody needing anything from you at the moment. This is your relaxation and trance. 7, as you gently drift deeper down. 6, letting go of stress, tension, and negative energy at your pace. 5, as you soften and relax and drift deep. 4, any sound that's not an emergency relaxing you and taking you deeper. 3, more and more relaxed. 2, almost at the bottom of the stairs. And 1, drifting onto that bed, resting your head on that pillow, and drifting off into a beautiful daydream where you now find yourself in your ideal healing space, wherever that may be. So you might be in a beautiful forest or somewhere that springs to mind where your energies can connect to Mother Nature And you can, for a while, allow yourself to let go of any negatives that aren't serving you well anymore, and to absorb as much healing energy as you want from all around you. And I'm going to stick with the forest imagery, but if you're a beach person, then you're there by the beach, in the sand, however you wish to be. For me, I like to be in a wonderful forest clearing with a beautiful crystal clear stream of water nearby. Just a wonderful forest smell, a gentle breeze on my cheeks, and sound of birds and other insects, and just that presence of nature all around. I invite you to take a moment to feel grateful for this magic miracle ball that we call Mother Earth. And all the most amazing things that happen that so often we forget. We're a part of this amazing space. And as you inhale now, if you're drawing in that oxygen and energy that's been part of the trees and that brings energy from the sun, allow it to relax you. And perhaps in this beautiful space, you might start to become aware of the most beautiful, gentle, soothing, healing energy entering through the crown of your head. Now, whether that's real or imagined, whether it's the universal healing energy through connection through me, or simply your subconscious creating these images and sensations, smile and allow what you can for this moment of now. This loving, soothing, healing, forgiving, gentle light. As if a gentle shaft of sunlight was touching your forehead. You might feel the muscles on your forehead relax a little bit more. Imagine that this sunlight can penetrate the skull to gently massage your little brain cells that have all been so busy. We're all so busy. And as we relax and drift deeper, gently drifting deeper down, allow these amazing moments of life as you more deeply relax. As this sunlight, as this loving, soothing, healing energy now for a moment drifts through your brain cells and your third eye, allow it to rest on your throat, our throat chakra, where we hold so much tension and tightness and fear of communication. And yet, where we can voice into creation the reality we wish to experience. In reminding ourselves to always, as much as possible, speak with respect and honesty for ourselves and the other person. And when I say respect, it's okay in the right circumstances to use four-letter words to communicate. It's not ideal, however, many of us do, as long as the intention is one ultimately of loving communication, setting the intention to share information. That is what is important. So as we allow ourselves to speak more honorably as much as we can, including to ourselves, let that soothing energy spread through your throat. And as it moves across your shoulders and into your chest, gently bring your attention to your shoulders. Are they tense? Have they been tense? Do you carry burdens with you all the time or some of the time? Now in this beautiful healing space, simply unshoulder those burdens. If you don't know how, ask for help and guidance, and perhaps a guide will present, or a beautiful glowing light may simply come and make your shoulders feel lighter, softer, more relaxed. as this loving energy spreads into your chest. Feel your breathing. If there is tension or tightness in your breath, smile at that gently. And perhaps as you simply follow the in-breath and out-breath for a few comfortable breaths, that tension might soften and ease and relax. And now allow this loving energy to gently wrap around your heart. Just for a while, imagine that your heart can resonate with all the love of the universe, whatever that may mean for you. Love is an interesting emotion. If you need or want, put your hand on your heart and allow whatever you feel in this heart space now. Don't avoid it. And as you do, allow yourself to love yourself. And that's very hard for many of us. So as you do, simply allow energy to flow into this space. Allow your own self-compassion to flow into this space. Imagine what it will be like if you can forgive every single person who's ever hurt you. And that's a big ask for many of us. Ultimately, forgiveness means that we no longer need an apology from the other person without condoning the action. So it doesn't mean what was done was right. It simply means that we understand that we all do what we do because that's our life programming in that moment. And while we may not have liked what the other person did, if we had their history, genetics, and upbringing, we would behave exactly the same way. So more and more we can soften and relax into this space. We can grow from these experiences. And all of the perceived wounds of our ego and of our heart can heal at our own pace. And as they do, imagine when we truly deeply forgive at every level of our being, then we no longer can be hurt or insulted. Everything washes over us. Just because we've forgiven someone doesn't mean we give them permission to hurt us again. Oh no, we can set very strong boundaries. But more and more, as our heart grows strong and resilient, we let go of the hurt of the past. We get to a point where we can thank the experience for the growth, allowing us to love more deeply and to not hold on if someone's hurt us or betrayed us, simply moving on from that more and more easily. And loving is a wonderful thing when we do and when we can. As this loving energy now moves into our abdomen, allow it to sit on your diaphragm and bring your attention to this amazing space, our gut, where our microbiome sits, or a lot of our microbiome. All these amazing little bacteria and fungi and yeasts and all these different microbes working with us to unlock the solar energy that's stored in our food and to bring us energy. Here in this space, when we're tense, when we're anxious, we don't digest our food as well. Our immune system shuts down. All these negative things happen. Now, our gut trains our immune system. Before our immune cells mature, they go to the gut and they learn what are good microbes and what are bad microbes. So the more we look after our gut with healthy food, good food, the more energy we have, and generally, the better our life is. So take a moment to thank all these little microbes, all these amazing little cells that are here. And as we do, we can relax more deeply. And maybe More often, make the time to check in with all of our body. How tense are we? How much frustrated are we? What's stopping us from eating our lunch more slowly, or our breakfast, or even eating breakfast? There's many things that we do that are very specific for ourselves, and we should listen to our body and more easily work with them. In this area, then, as our inner light shines brighter and we burn our fuel more efficiently and get more out of life, we feel more vigorous and energized, especially important for us here at the moment in winter. As we go deeper, as we get to our sacral chakra, just below the belly button, here where we give ourselves permission to enjoy our life, to enjoy our physical being and manifestation. The sacral chakra is not all about sex and reproduction, though there is a strong component of that. It's allowing ourselves to enjoy this physical, corporeal existence and all the amazing things that our body can offer us without guilt or shame. What consenting adults do is no one else's business. So allow yourself to let go of any guilt or shame that you carry in your body that no longer serves any purpose. And as you do, you might feel a bit lighter or more relaxed. And allow this energy now to move to your root chakra at the base of your spine. Here, where we connect to this reality, to this moment of now. As you hear these words, you are present with me here in this moment, regardless of what other time point is where you are now. So as you relax, as you ground into this moment of now, our root chakra is governed by our adrenal glands, our flight or fight or freeze response. The more we want to run away and escape this moment, when we do not fully accept what is happening right now around us, we think about a better future, or we obsess about a good or a negative past. But whatever we do, we're not present. The more we are present here and now, the calmer we become, the more clearly we can voice into creation what we do want to experience. So allow yourself to be here as much as you can. And we're all different in what's happening in our body. If your body is not comfortable right now, for whatever reason, any part of your body, bring the intention of more comfort into that part that isn't. And you might do that by adding a color that's comfortable, or an inner sound, or it might even be something like a slight furry, fuzzy, comfortable feeling, whatever is right for you. And if it was a color, you would let that comfortable color get stronger. As I count again from 10 to 1, I invite you to let your whole body become a little bit more comfortable. And those parts that aren't, let those become even more comfortable still. As I count from 10 to 9, going twice as deep. 8, twice as comfortable. 7, safe and secure. 6, calm and at peace. 5, more and more comfortable. 4, as your subconscious mind hears every word that I speak, even if your conscious mind drifts in and out. 3, twice as deep again. 2, more and more comfortable. As 1, you rest here for a moment. Or if you wish, you can go deeper still. Or your conscious mind may simply now enjoy the most beautiful soothing, healing, loving sights, sounds, and sensations. And as it does, imagine now that for a while you give yourself permission to replenish your deepest energy reserve. Perhaps wherever you are, you might become aware of a most beautiful, crystal clear stream of water or a goblet of water that is fully charged with the most amazing energy. You might take a drink. You might feel that coolness at the back of your throat. You might feel that restoring energy spreading through your whole body. Let it go to where it's needed. Let your ego rest and give yourself permission to accept and receive all that you need at this point in time. And as you do, perhaps you could allow yourself for a moment to love and accept yourself exactly as you are, for you are a wonderful person. And as you do, more and more you relax and recharge. You might give yourself permission more and more to look after yourself, to regularly enter a deep state of relaxation and calm, as we all should at the moment, as we all know we should. And in doing so, your mind becomes clearer and calmer. And each time you listen to this recording or similar ones, you'll go deeper. You'll have more healing benefits. You'll find the more and more you'll automatically relax when you start getting tense or when you feel yourself getting tense. You might put your index finger and thumb together or by the hand, or you might hold on to a certain stone or give yourself a reminder, whatever it is that's just for you. And then you allow the cells in your body to remember this feeling of calm. And it doesn't matter how agitated we become, when we know we have this deep inner calm in us, then we can simply allow ourselves to breathe and feel and accept the emotions that we have. And sometimes we need to be angry or to set our boundaries. And often we can calm and think more clearly and smile at ourselves and the other people around us, forgiving, accepting, and growing, so that we can love more and do more for ourselves and for others. And then every day in every way we grow stronger, happier and healthier, calm and relaxed. And I wonder what the you of the future is like that you would like to be. When we set the intention to more often send energy to that concept of who we wish to be, letting go of any self-judgment that says, oh, I should be that already, or why can't I do this? Or I remember when I was 20 years younger and I could do all these amazing things. As we set realistic and loving expectations, and then gently encourage ourselves at our own pace, it becomes so much easier to be loving and kind to ourselves, accepting and understanding. And as we do, we simply enjoy our life more. And our confidence grows, becomes stronger, and we can more easily express and voice into creation what we want. And we can allow others also to say and do what they need to, in a way and at a pace that's right for them. So as for a few moments of infinity now, we allow ourselves to contemplate, to send energy to the us of the future that we want to be. all of us, letting go of self-doubt, self-judgment, and instead simply allowing us to be happy in the future and to be free from suffering. And may we get to a point where we can even allow that for our enemies. Imagine being able to, with love in our heart, think to our enemies, may you be happy, may you be free from suffering. And more eventually, we might all embrace that mindset at our own pace. So as we do, as we all heal at our own pace and in our own way, now I invite you to align with the you of the future that you wish to be, to send that intention, and to allow your subconscious mind to allow you to become that you in a way and at a pace that is right for you. And we're all different. We all work at our own pace. So every day in every way, we grow stronger, happier and healthier, calm and relaxed. And as we let go of any resistance to becoming that, to being that, then we make those beneficial changes at our own pace. And as we do, as you do, our auras become stronger, we become stronger. And every part of us encourages us to become that you, that us that we want to be. For one last moment now in this space, I invite you to join me in sending loving, healing energy to all of us, to Mother Nature, to this amazing little miracle that spins around our sun. As we send gratitude and the desire for peace and healing, for sanity, more and more as we work together and we remember all the amazing things we're all capable of when we encourage each other and celebrate each other's strengths. And more we'll get there. And as you allow this loving energy to flow through at every level, now as you're aligned and sending energy to that you of the future that you wish to be, that you already are, then in a moment as I gently bring you back, allow yourself to return at your own pace as I count from 1 to 5. And when I get to the number 5, your eyes will open when you're ready, feeling recharged and relaxed. As I count from 1, this deeply relaxed state which is always within you, to 2, gently starting to return, a feeling of wellness and calm returning with 3, slowly coming closer now, starting to wriggle your fingers and toes. 4, maybe starting to move some of the larger muscle groups and doing a bit of stretching. And 5, returning now and opening your eyes when you're ready. And as you do, allow yourself to return. Allow yourself to be aware that depending on how deep you went, You may need to move around for 5-10 minutes, have a cup of coffee, slap yourself in the face gently. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that you are fully back in the present moment before you engage with heavy machinery, with a vehicle. Don't answer the phone just for 10-15 minutes or so. Honor yourself. Take a bit of time for you to process, to feel what's happening. Hopefully you're deeply relaxed or nicely relaxed. I welcome all feedback, any suggestions, anything, hearing how you went would be lovely. I'm John King from Karmic Seeds. Thank you everyone who's joined here in person and who's sent funds through for a copy of the recording. And I look forward to doing this again with you soon. Namaste.